Hey y'all, what's up? What's up? What's up? It's your girl. What's up, y'all? Today is September 25th and it's 6:53 p.m. Anyway, I was listening to Cardi B. Man, listen, let me tell you something, right? I don't even listen to rap like that. None of them girls, none of them. I know there's a few that they got. If they got an R&B hook to them, I'll listen to it, right? And if it ain't too raunchy, I'll listen to it. But Cardi B, man, I don't know what that girl did, but man, listen, she's out here freeing bitches. I said, this girl's out here freeing bitches, man. She's like, listen, listen, listen. I did it. I learned my lesson. I had to go through what I had to go through. I dealt with what I had to deal with. You know what I'm saying? I'm free. I'm living my life. My life has gotten, my life is flying right now. You know, I heard I could barely breathe. You know what I'm saying? But the song, you feeling me? And of course, and she's blowing the fuck up, yo. And a lot of her music, it talks about the pain, nigga. You know it, do. You know it talks about the experience that we had to go through dealing with these dudes, man. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. Listen, putting all your trust and your faith in these dudes, thinking that it's gonna be a forever thing. Because that's how we feel. That's how we are, right? Because we're real loving, nurturing people. But we stifle ourselves too so that we can make these people happy, make them feel comfortable. Like, we got them, we on their side. And a lot of people can't handle somebody's presence like that, her light like that. You feeling me? And it had to take for her to separate in order for her to fucking shine. It is what it is. She has some lessons to learn. Hopefully she learned them, but clearly she did because she found a avenue to transmute that fucking pain into power. You heard? Listen. And she's telling her fucking truth. Come on, stop playing with me. That's what it's about. That's what I'm talking about. She's freeing people out here. That's what I said, freeing your mind. Hell yeah. And and if you're hating on her, that's a shame. It really is. It's a shame whether you like her music or not. You gotta admit, she's doing something positive with her life and to her standards, not nobody else's. Don't judge, because we all make mistakes. We all choose them bad baby daddies. Hey, it is what it is. Shit, it ain't the ones that's in alignment for us, clearly, right? So it's all right. She freed herself, and she's in a position where she can take care of her babies and herself and her family and friends if she want to. You know what I mean? Not to be used because, that's what got us in these positions, right? But, listen. And it's real. It's real. Envy. I'm the same as everybody with different challenges. It's like when we're down and we're out, people love to point and say, look at how this person's doing them. And look, they stupid. They still staying with this person. Because I heard it. You heard me? I heard it. And then when you finally decide to move on and your life starts to get better because you're focused on yourself, right? You focus on what makes you happy. Listen, you can either, look at this, pride. You can either become bitter, envious, and jealous and act out, okay? You can become depressed and sad and be weighed down because this is all energy now. You could take that shit, put it on some fucking paper, express it, pick up your cards, however it is, right? Turn that shit into your power. That's what it's about. Overcoming that shit and using it not just to let it fester inside of you, but put that shit out there because you're not the only one. You're not the only one, man. Ups, I gotta give her props, man. Yeah, yeah. And I feel it. I feel her. I ain't heard all her music. We have patience here. Yeah, and pride. I love myself, and I see myself in everyone. Absolutely. That's where you get empathy from. okay, you can identify, because I don't care what the situation is, the emotions are the fucking same. You hear me? They're the same. It don't matter how you got there to that point. That feeling is the same. When you would identify how you would feel, there'll be 100 other people say, damn, I feel the same way, but the situation that got me into there ain't the same, you know? And that's where we start separating ourselves from people. Don't separate yourself, because when you understand somebody's feelings, man, I'm telling you, you ain't gonna wish that on nobody no more, because you know what it feels like. And a lot of people don't overcome it. You know, we have doubt here. So if you're doubting something, Spirit saying be patient. And release the need to know all the answers. You don't need to know all the answers. If it's not pertaining to something in your immediate, energy, in your immediate area, what can you do? There's nothing you can do. You don't want to try to manipulate the universe, because oftentimes it's not where you're supposed to be going. And then you get into these humps and bumps and boo-boos, and you know what I'm saying? Spirit saying trust. Trust the process. There's some envy around you. All right? And it could be because of your pride, because you love yourself, as we all should. When we out here doing shit that hurts us, we ain't loving ourselves. That's the bottom fucking line. Because we don't even care enough to love ourselves. We are somebody too. Not just the people around us. When we don't love ourselves, we don't even know how to take care of ourselves. We don't even want to take the time to do that. Therefore, we're always going to be codependent on other people to take care of that part. Come on, man, it ain't going to work. Look at that. Indecision, stuck. What you indecisive about? It don't let it be judgmental, right? What are you confused about? I use my intuition in all aspects of my life. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. Absolutely. All right. Somebody's envious of you, of your self-esteem. See what I'm saying? And Spirit saying, don't doubt your imagination. Don't doubt where you fantasize or where you believe you could be. If you feel like, there's a place or energy you want to be in, you know what I'm saying, as far as your life goes, your environment, right? Ooh. Spirit saying, don't ain't nothing too far, ain't nothing too out of reach for you. Now who's this in regret here? I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. Come on now. Benefits of the soul, like what I was just talking about with Cardi B, like turning that pain into your power. Don't be ashamed of nothing you have to go through. Man, listen, I'm telling you, that's a trick of the enemy. Sharing that shit. Listen, people will some will talk about you, but they talk about you now. So take that how it fucking resonates. They're going to talk about you if you stay in your bullshit, and they're going to talk about you if you share that shit. But I promise if you share that shit, it'll be a big-ass relief, and you won't be so tempted to go back in it. Look, fail. You will not fail. Trust the process. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. Absolutely. Learn the lesson and stop doing it. But first, if you're hiding, that means you're not willing to let it go. I don't know. Death. Ooh, child. And learning to end it. Let it go. Fear. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love and health. Take care of your health. All right? Honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul, right? You can't blame people for the choices that we make. When we get in contracts and situations and relationships with people and things don't work out the way that we hoped, there's a lot of different parts of the relationship that you have to look at. You can't just say it was all one person, because you entered into that contract as well. Not only did you have to deal with somebody's shit, but somebody had to deal with yours too. Remember? We don't just get in here for nothing. You know what I mean? With these, we gonna come into these relationships because we're trying to either, one, fill a void, two, codependent because we don't feel like we can take care of ourselves on our own, three, because we selfish and we just, want something, instant gratification, you know, because I've been finding out for myself, right, and I've been noticing it about other people that could be like single at this time. It's like we're not willing to sacrifice anything, you know what I mean, just to say we have someone there because we know how to take care of ourselves, and we don't want nobody codependent on us. You know what I'm saying? Especially if that's all it's about. We can recognize that shit a mile away. We don't even entertain that shit. So let's get some tarot on here. Blame. I accept responsibility for my own well-being. Absolutely. Absolutely. This is the deck we pulled out, so this is the deck we're going to use. Ooh, burdens. Saving. Doing the work, putting in the sweat equity, right? And don't envy what nobody else got, because whatever they got, they had to put in some equity to get it. However, it don't matter. It don't matter if it's something that you approve of or not. They had to put in the work. All right, so there's no need of doing that. And don't envy somebody because they're putting in the work for themselves because they learn how to do that shit. Man, listen, everybody's supposed to learn how to do that. Once we come off the bottle and start to walk and we learn how to shit on our own, you know what I mean? And then, we still got a little more grace and until we learn how to cook and feed ourselves until we're able to be left alone. You know what I mean? Look, somebody don't want to close a cycle out. Somebody needs some help. Somebody don't want... Listen, because somebody won't close out a cycle. There's a cycle that's still open. This is what somebody's envious of. Six of Pentacles. Somebody could need your help. The Hierophant. What's this about? Since I heard a long time coming. I don't know what this was. But this, I don't know. Somebody's not doing what they're supposed to do. They're not learning how to be independent. This is somebody that could be codependent. This is somebody that, still needs to ask for help. And not saying that asking for help, is a problem, because it's not a problem. If you need help, you need help. You know what I mean? But I'm saying, like, somebody that needs help, but they won't go get a job. They'll confirmation. They'll get somebody that'll let them stay on their sofa, but they won't go look for no fucking job so they can get on their own. They won't go apply for housing so they can have something that they can afford on their own. Don't let pride. Somebody could be letting pride get in the way of them, like going to apply for public housing. You know what I mean? What the fuck are you talking about? First and foremost, the way they're looking these days are pretty decent, all right? And that's why we always struggling, because we always want something that we can't afford. You have to crawl before you can walk. Just like you had to learn how to do it in your physical life, you got to learn how to do it in your maturity life. And you know what I'm saying? You have to learn how to do that. And if you have to, look, Hermit, I'm telling you, listen, somebody's going with that, man. Somebody's starting to see something. Somebody's recognizing something in someone. Ace of Cups, I don't know if somebody's in a codependent relationship. Somebody's still depending on somebody, but it's not for love. It's for what they can do for them. The Hierophant. This could be marriage. What's going on in this spirit? I don't know. Hierophant. It could be about your beliefs. But somebody's very intuitive here. Somebody can see things, Somebody's very enlightened. Somebody knows that there's a cycle back here that's not closed. That's why there's a lot of envy, because somebody hasn't been able to overcome their life lessons. Knight of Cups in reverse. Childish. Don't want to take accountability for their actions. Just, they just want to play. What's that card under there? Doubt. Immature energy. Somebody's emotionally immature, all right? Somebody that doesn't take things serious. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. What's going on here, Spirit? Knight of Cups. Immature energy. This could be a younger energy. 20s, 30s maybe. I don't know. It could be anybody, actually, to be honest with you, because this is an energy. So you can be 50, 60, and you can be in this energy. Still want to run, still want to play, still want to, don't want to take the High Priestess. I feel like there's been a lot of people around this person trying to help this person. 7 of Cups, King of Wands, creating illusions. Greedy and selfish. Somebody could be, somebody's greedy. This is somebody that likes to spend other people's money. Somebody likes to drink a lot. 4 of Pentacles. This is somebody that's stingy. That's what I heard, stingy. Yes, we got the 10 of Pentacles in reverse with the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. High Priestess in the upright, 10 of Pentacles in reverse, 7 of Pentacles. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of loss, a lot of instability. Somebody said something. Somebody told somebody something. We got failure down here too. Somebody, the Empress. Ooh, it's as if she's looking back at what's going on behind her, right up under the Hermit. 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups in reverse. Damn. Well, it looks like somebody overcame their fears. Somebody tried to have something with somebody. This is, you could be the Empress. Yeah, damn. You tried to invest and create this 10 of Pentacles with somebody. All right, with a group of people, because this 10 of Pentacles is family, loyalty, friends, community, home, planting seeds. This is what you were doing. And now this is in the reverse. Oop, I always turned it over. Damn. I almost turned it over. The Death card. Something ended here. I understand a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. I feel like if you made a mistake within this, because we all do, like I said, we all enter these contracts, right? I feel like you have gone within. I feel like you asked for forgiveness. If you haven't said to said people, I feel like you've gone within as a person on a whole. I rebuke that in the blood of Jesus. You've grown. You transmuted the energy, you know what I mean? And you understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. Yeah, you had to let something go. There was no love here. That Ace of Cups was in reverse. The 10 of Cups is in reverse. The Knight of Cups is... Ooh, what this? I almost fell out my hand. Look at this. The Chariot in reverse. What's going on here, Spirit? Yeah, and you're the Empress in the upright. It's like, yeah, you had to make a decision. I heard, what do they call that? Not an educated decision, but Business-wise. What is this? Page of Wands. Message. You get messages. Look at that shit right on top of the High Priestess. Yeah, you get messages. You get downloads. You're the High Priestess. Look. Eight of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, you're not trapped. I feel like you knew that somebody, that this group, because that's what's out here, whatever you was investing in, you knew that it's almost as if somebody wanted you to be bound to your mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Never being able to overcome it or get past it. Look at this. The Five of Wands. I'm trying to tell you something. But you did. And what did you do? You turned your power, your pain into power. And people admire you for that. And you help other fucking people do the same thing. Just like I said. Stop playing. Yes. This Tower in reverse. Nine of Cups. Somebody's trying to prevent a tower. I'm telling you, somebody's greedy. Somebody could have a drinking problem. Somebody could have a problem with drinking. Well, we got this three. Ooh, child. Knight of Wands. Oh, my. Look at this. Look at this. Whatever they was into, because they was into something. You hear me? They was into something. Knight of Wands energy. Running into something. Doing something too quick. And now, look. So whatever it was, that shit backfired. Somebody could be involved in like a polygamous relationship. Yeah, they do spell work. I heard tantric sex. You know, let me tell you something. Just by engaging in relationships like that, that's against spiritual law, God's law. I'm going to say that because these are 3D law. This is a 3D. Whatever fucking goes. That's down here. We have to use our own discernment, you know. But that's not acceptable. And we know that. You know what I mean? And you know, people they got their arguments about it. I don't believe in it, you know. And I'm gonna say it like this, especially the way it's presented today. Because I know back in the days there were kings and even common people that had multiple wives. I understand that. But this raunchy shit here, no. That's where y'all take cultures and things like that and you try to put your own spin on it and you destroy the meaning of it and everything else. That's the truth. Listen, I'm just saying. This mess here, this only begets disease, depression, people moving outside of the people that are in the, you know what I'm saying? No. Knight of Wands, this is somebody that can't get enough. You know? And these are people that will do weird, you know, really wild things, you know? And then when you're so open like that, you're open to playing with, let's light some candles and, you know what I'm saying? Then it gets real fucked up, and that's what this is. Thank you, Spirit. No, I haven't experienced it, but Spirit is showing me. And I can imagine because I understand energy. Child, what I say? That shit going back. That shit's going back. Whatever it is, somebody could be losing their money. Somebody could be losing their stability. Yeah, their security. We got a King of Swords here. Looking mad and shit. Yeah, something done backfired on some folks out here in these streets. Yeah, it was all fun and games until people started getting jealous. Look, that stability, I'm telling you, somebody losing their stability. The High Priestess is speaking. I heard, Spirit said, a little birdie told me. When I heard justice in reverse, yes, it's been a long time coming. There's been an imbalance here. Yeah. I don't know what they was trying to do. Well, you know, we got the Empress out here, so, you know. This could have been somebody you were dealing with, Empress. This could have been your partner or ex or something like that. You know, somebody that you tried to build a home with. The Three of Pentacles, collaborate with. What's the Three of Pentacles? Teaching. You could be a teacher collective. You could be teaching people how to plant healthy seeds in whatever way that is. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know, I'm also, yeah, so they don't have to instill things that they grew up with. You know what I mean? If it's not healthy. You're a teacher. You teach, yeah, and you test the fruit. That's what Spirit said. Test the fruit. That's it. That's it. That's it. What's going on here, Spirit? Some of you guys could have apple orchards. But listen, and you did it. You know, you overcame your burdens. You know, even when things got hard, you were never alone. I'm looking here and I can see, I'm picturing the footsteps when you're walking, and with Jesus you see two footsteps, and then when you're in pain you only see one, and it says because Jesus is carrying you, those aren't your footsteps, those are His. Thank you, Spirit. Lovers, all right. Unity, equality. I heard equal give and take. The union, of two souls. Yes, yes, yes. You work real hard, you know, and you deserve that. You put in the effort, man. You know, you've learned how to love yourself. Oh, and what we talked about in the beginning, you learn how to be independent. You learn how to be independent. That's most and foremost. And when you have to take care of yourself, you stop doing reckless shit. Because if you're doing reckless shit, who gonna pay the fucking bills? Right? You understand that. You understand that. What we got here? What's this? The Nine of Pentacles in reverse. What is this? Page of Pentacles in reverse. Moving away to calmer waters. Why is the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, Spirit? Page of Pentacles. You could be tired of being by yourself, because the Nine of Pentacles is a isolated energy. This is somebody that's alone. You and your spirit guide, which is the little squirrel that you talk to every day. Ace of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. All right, so you know you work hard. You know you take care of your business. You plant good seeds, and now you have this pentacle here, right? Or you waiting for love. Oh, you tired of waiting for love. That's the only pentacle you're missing. You at the nine. You only need one, and you want something that's fresh, that's new. That's why it's a page, something from the beginning. You don't want something that you've already had. Thank you, Spirit. What you got here? Yes. I heard if it ain't new, I don't want it. If it ain't, yeah, wow. What's the Spirit? And if it ain't equal, if it ain't giving, if it ain't somebody that I feel like, King of Swords, that I feel like somebody wants to come in. Ooh, child, I don't like it though. Yeah, this is somebody you already done left behind. Listen, yep, Ace of Wands in reverse. You moved away from this King of Swords. This King of Swords could be somebody that's been trying to block you. Yeah, they don't want you to have this new beginning. Look at this. Yeah. Oops, man, listen. This is somebody that you're leaving behind. And like I said, this is a Knight of Swords. This is somebody that's very fucking childish. For real. Somebody could drive a white car. Alright? Your spirit guides are leading you away. You're following the guidance of God of spirit. Mm-hmm. Some of you guys could have a little charm box that you keep something in there, something precious. It could be like something from a loved one, mementos from a loved one, a parent or a grandparent. Tower in reverse. Somebody doesn't want this tower to come. I don't know why. Somebody's trying to prevent this tower from coming. It's, mm, 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 mm. 7 of Wands. Yeah, you're guarded. Yeah, you're not in balance. You're guarded. Who's this trying? We already know who it is. This King of Swords out here. 3 of Wands, the Sun in reverse, and the Devil in the reverse. Look at this. Be careful, collective of look, yeah. Be careful, 7 of Wands. I mean, that's a 9 of Wands. Be careful of this. Yeah, you're protecting you. This person, somebody could be attacking you because you're moving away. Yeah, the 3 of Wands with the Sun in reverse and the Devil in reverse. Yeah, this is no longer hidden. Somebody didn't. I don't know. You could feel like you're struggling to make a decision, or you could feel like you're being held back in some kind of way. I feel like there's somebody trying. Listen, trying to stop you. Look at all these wands. Look at all these wands. The Devil and the Sun. You overcame this shit though. I feel like you might have prevented yourself from going through a tower by I don't know, child. What is this shit here? Somebody, I heard they tricky ass trying to keep something hidden. Ooh, somebody could be trying to keep something hidden that they don't attach themselves to somebody that's very toxic. Mm-hmm. A little birdie said that. That's what you're hearing. Yeah. What's this? Somebody may want to be trying to keep that hidden. Some kind of addiction. Somebody could have connected themselves to somebody that's, in their energy. In their energy. What we got here? Knight of Pentacles. Long time. Somebody don't want you to know about them being tied up in something. That they were unable. Yeah, this is somebody could have been spending lost a lot of money. 7 of Wands, you are protected. Somebody wanted to cause you some kind of heartbreak. Or you overcame it. Somebody has a very big ego with the Page of Swords. Yep, look at this Wheel of Fortune. Somebody didn't see that shit coming. Look, King of Cups in reverse. What's behind here? Look, 4 of Swords. Somebody from your past. Somebody didn't see this shit coming. Whatever they tried to do with this 4 of Swords to you, the Wheel of Fortune turned. Yeah, it wasn't, whatever request they put in, it was not accepted. I did hear that. It was not accepted. So, because you're doing your own thing. You're helping other people, so you have a purpose. You're walking in your purpose. You're doing what you came here to do, and that is whatever you had to go through, whatever you learn how to do. You helping other people to free them fucking selves. You got a purpose. This person is trying to interfere in what God has for you because they choose to live a lifestyle the way they want to live, and it's a little bit of jealousy and envy behind why they have been attacking you and trying to stop you, and somebody gonna have to get them out the way. You know what I mean? With this Wheel of Fortune, they're gonna have to be sat down somewhere. Chariot in reverse. Yeah, Justice in reverse, the Death card in reverse, the Ace of Cups in reverse. My. The Hangman, somebody's stuck. Yep, and look at this in the 9 of Swords. Look, because the 8 of Wands, because that shit coming back. Somebody's getting exposed. Yeah, somebody's getting exposed. The light's being shown. The sun is up. But somebody was trying to hide. I'm telling you. Yeah. Somebody's getting exposed, getting caught. Somebody could be getting caught red-handed doing some shit. We got a Queen of Wands here with a Seven of Swords. Look at this shit. In reverse, somebody could be getting caught red-handed doing some shit. That's the truth. All right. I'm off of this, y'all. Where's my cards at if I can't? Want to get y'all, you know what I'm going to do. But yeah, there we go. And then I'm going to get off of this. I hope y'all had a good day. Hope you enjoyed the day. Hope you enjoyed the reading. Remember, this is for entertainment, guys. Don't, you know. Use it responsibly. That's all I say. That's all I say. That's all I say. Okay, thank you. This one is, your gut knows what's up. Trust that bitch. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. Your gut wants to talk, and it always has your back. All you gotta do is listen up and not be a punk. Ooh-wee. About whatever it's got to say. Even if you're fuzzy on the right thing to do, your gut usually knows what the wrong thing to do is. Maybe the right thing to do is anything but what you're tempted to do out of spite, fear, or impatience. Yeah, probably that. Okay, let me read that again. Because this is connected to this envy shit. Your gut wants to talk, and it always has your back. All you got to do is listen up and not be a punk about whatever it's got to say. Even if you're fuzzy on the right thing to do, your gut usually knows what the wrong thing to do is. Maybe the right thing to do is anything but what you're tempted to do out of spite, fear, or impatience. Patience wasn't one of the cards. Yeah, probably that. Like 99% usually. Wow. So somebody's been getting that nudge. Somebody's been getting that angel here and the devil here. You know, they know better. They know better. But, you know what I mean? You know, so we know that your intuition works. That's all. That's all I'm going to say. We know that your intuition works. Now, whatever it is, spite, fear, impatience, whatever it is that's making you want to go forward and do it anyway, that's the shit you better check. All right? I'll see y'all. Peace. Stay up.